What is up, everybody? What is up? Good morning. I hope everybody is having a good morning. I hope you already up, focused. So today, guys, today we are going to be talking about this new iPad that dropped. I've got a few messages about this via DM, Discord, and also email about the iPad. So this is the perfect time to talk about iPads. All right. Now, first, guys, we will be having a webinar coming up with phone flipping. I don't have the exact date. I got to make sure that my schedule is clear for me to be able to set aside the time to have this webinar. It's going to be a live webinar, and it is going to be something where we cover, of course, phone flipping, but also more things in depth. If you guys look on OfferUp right now at iPads, you're going to see a whole bunch of iPads that are used, and you're going to see more iPads throughout the next upcoming week, because that is when people can start purchasing the iPad. Now, what happens is the wholesale sellers, which wholesale sellers are people that get these iPads to strictly sell, obviously, are going to start posting on here. This is going to be your best friend for the next week. Okay, if you're somebody that's looking to start to sell the new iPads and flip them. So I will tell you this: people are going to get these financed, which means if they're going to get a finance, they're not going to be looking for the price that Apple, hold on, let me show you, Apple is actually trying to sell these for. So we see the 11-inch model is so it's $1,000, and then the 13 model is $1,300. But here's the thing, right? When you start to get into the flipping game and you're trying to make a profit, you're going to have to understand how to hop on trends and understand what trends not to hop on. Okay. And when it comes to the new devices, I always urge you guys to never, ever be the first to jump on them, because when the iPhone 15 came out, a whole bunch of people wanted to flip iPhone 15s until they realized that the people that were actually selling them, the wholesale sellers, which are people that get phones out of stores, they get phones, whatever the way they get them, they're looking for a high price. Okay. They're trying to sell these for a high price. So let's say somebody gets the 11-inch M4 iPad model, they're going to be looking, probably, you see that it's $99, right? Retail. And I'm going to really break it down to you guys on how it works. So they know that the price is $999, but what they'll do is they'll go into a store, whether they use their account or they use a family member's account or a stranger's account or somebody that is looking to finance a phone but don't have the money. They'll sit there and they'll use their account and they'll pay just taxes. Okay, so what is 6% of $1,000, right? Because that's essentially what this is, $1,000. So I want to break down. So $60. So they're going to pay probably around $120 with good credit for this iPad. Like, that's literally how the game is broken down. So to break it down more in depth, phone flipping obviously is when you are buying something lower than market value and then selling it to a wholesale buyer or to a consumer for higher. Okay. So market value or higher. Now, we do have in the price list, of course, we sell iPad. I mean, we have the market value for iPads for you to be able to sell to 56 wholesale buyers in the country and out of the country, right? You get the price list, obviously, by going to hustlertoldme.com, and we have it right here for $80. But listen, what I'm trying to tell you guys is the way people get phones, not me, not people that are flipping phones, but the people that provide the devices, the people that actually sell the phones on here. Prime example, if I look up an iPhone 15, I guarantee you I can find an iPhone 15 that's in the box, right? So we got an iPhone 15 in the box. We're going to take this person, for example. How the heck did this person get this phone fresh out of the box, brand new, right? Open box, never knew. How did this person do this, right? Now, these are only speculations, and these are, don't take my words for 100% facts, because I don't know this person, but I can tell you most people, what they do is one or two things, right? You have individuals that sit outside of AT&T's, T-Mobile's, Verizon's, and some of them even stand inside the store acting like they're checking out phones, and they're listening, they're air hustling into somebody's deal or somebody's transaction. Once the rep the cell phone rep tells this customer, hey, you got to put down 20% for the device that you want today, and that person doesn't have that money, usually they leave, and they leave disappointed, right? Now, what happens is this individual, again, I'm not talking, about Move It or whatever his name is. I'm just saying in general, this person would then follow them outside of the store. They would say, hey, listen, I can pay for that 20% for your device, but I need to get 3 devices off of your account as well. Now, what ends up happening is usually, if they get the right person, the person will say, okay, cool. Because I wanted this phone, I need this phone. They're impulse buying, right? So what happens is they go in there, they say, okay, I do want to get that phone. I got the 20% that I need, plus I need to get 3 more phones now. So then now the rep is like, oh my God, yay, like they're gonna get 4 phones, yay. And they're like, oh, I'm gonna get this commission. And the person now provides that customer with that money. The customer gets the phones. The customer comes out the store. Customer gives those 3 phones to that individual. The individual lets them keep whatever device they wanted to get, and then they go about their day. So that is how some phone flippers or some wholesale sellers get their phones. Other people, they do orders. So what they'll do is the new iPad's coming out, right? So what they'll do is they'll say, okay, I'm going to pre-order it. And pre-ordering doesn't necessarily mean that you even have to pay the full price down anyway, right? So what they'll do is you see that 6%. If they just have to pay taxes, they're paying $60 for this iPad, right? Now, if they have the right account, they got the right credit, they're literally paying $60 for the 11-inch M4 model iPad, okay? The iPad Pro, right? Now, they only kicked out 60. They only kicked out 60. But what they're going to do, right, is they're going to say, okay, I kicked out 60. Now I want to get 850. Okay? Or all right, I kicked out 60. Now I want to get 750. Because their cost of goods was only $60, and they're not looking to pay the device off. They're going to take that 750 or that 850 or whatever they're going to sell it for, and they're going to keep it. It's pure profit. And then whoever's account is on, they're just going to say, oh, well, I looked out for you. Now you just going to have to pay that installment. That's how it works. And the reason I'm breaking this down for you is because I'm trying to explain to you why or how you can decipher if this is a good deal if you want to indulge in trying to flip these iPads when they do come out, right? So we're going to use the buyer's price list, which you can get again at hustletaught.me.com. We're going to use this as an example, right? So we have iPads. So I want to just go and use a random example. This is one of the most popular iPads that people flip right now, the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. It's going to change now because, of course, they got the new iPads out, right? But what happens is when you look at the iPad 6th gen 1 terabyte Wi-Fi, okay, or cellular, whatever. Let's do Wi-Fi for right now, right? You see sealed, we're paying $1,170, right? That's the market value, right? So that's where buyers start bidding. So if you haven't watched any of my videos, the way it works is this. These prices right here tell you what the devices are worth. If you wanted to hypothetically sell this iPad, let's say you had an iPad in your possession, you want to sell this iPad to a buyer using our buyer price list. What happens is right here on this information tab, which is blocked. Hold on, let me see if I could let me move my thing real quick. So if you hit this information tab, right? This information tab gives you the information on where to email the buyers. So you send the buyers with the email in this information tab, you send the buyers the IMEI number for this iPad. Okay. Now, once you send that IMEI number, they then put it in right to their IMEI checker, and they see, okay, it's locked to T-Mobile or it's locked to AT&T. And what they do is now they say, okay, I know the starting price is 1,170. I'll take it for that price. Or some will say, all right, I see that the guy from China said he'll take it from at 1,170. I'll offer 1,200. And then somebody in Puerto Rico may say, I'll offer 1,250. Like they bid, and we take the highest bidder, and we email you back with the highest bid that buyer is willing to pay. That's how it works, right? So that's how phone flipping works. It doesn't necessarily have to be phones. It can be any type of device technically. All right. Now, the reason why we're doing this video is to see if these iPads are worth flipping within this month. And I'm going to tell you flat out, no. Okay. No, don't do it. Okay. Don't do it, because just like this phone, if we looked up literally, right? If we go to how much is a iPhone 15, let me see, 15 Pro. And you see how he says, but we can work something out. I'm explaining to you why he said that, right? So how much is iPhone 15 Pro, right? Now we're going to hypothetically just say that this is unlocked. Wait, what price is he listing it at? No, this is not unlocked. This is definitely locked. All right, so we see that it is $1,099, right? So if we were to really want to know what is 6% of 1,000, because this is where they get you. 6% of $1,099, right? This is where they get you. So $65, because this is where a lot of people, if you see wholesale sellers, you'll see that people are on OfferUp, right? And they usually have like 5 phones or 2 phones, 3 phones. It's because they're not kicking out a bunch of money, right? So if they're only kicking out, let's say $66 per device, so 66 times 3, right? They initially only put out $198, but they're trying to sell it for, let's say he doesn't really want 800. I think honestly what he really wants is, if I'm being completely transparent, I think he wants 650 at most, right? So 650 times 3, right? That's 1950. 1950, okay? 1950, and he only kicked out 138, okay? So 138 minus 1950, that means he made 1752. And this is how these people are making money, okay? Because they do that deal twice a month. They come out with $3,504. They do that every month twice. They come out with 42, okay? And that's what wholesale sellers do. All right, that's the whole breakdown on how they make their money. So when it comes to you making offers, and the reason you want to use a price list like this is because if you look at it, right, new phones, iPhone 15 Pro, look at the price. Look at the price value, right? So you can obviously see that for a 15 Pro lot, we're not finna go and offer an astronomically high amount, right? So I would just address it like, yo, hey, is this locked? No, I wouldn't say is this locked. I would say, hey, this is locked, right? I would assume, right? I would assume this is locked, right? This is locked. I gotta say right, because right allows people to become agreeable. So I would say right. What the heck? I would say right. And then when I say that, I'll immediately follow up with an offer. Okay. So I see that for iPhone 15 locked, we are looking at, and he doesn't even tell us the gig. Like, he doesn't tell us anything. So I'll say, I see the market value is 480. I usually want to make a $60 profit margin, right? So 480. Remember, you might be like, Brandon, that's low as hell for a 15 Pro. I just broke it down to you how much they're paying tax-wise. This is how much they're paying. And it may be a little bit more. It may be $80. It may be $90, but they're not paying. He didn't pay more than $100 for this. I promise you. So when he didn't pay $100 for this device, why would I offer this person more than this, right? This is just the market value. But this is how you can tell what somebody got the device for. They didn't pay $1,000. They didn't pay $600. They didn't pay $500. I'm telling you, what they paid is less than $100. Therefore, when you look at these prices and you may be like, well, the market value is 480. 480? Yes, because these devices were not acquired the way we think. Okay, they weren't required that way. Okay, they were usually required from a finesse, or usually required in a way that made sure that they did not have to kick out a whole bunch of money. Okay, So the way I would approach it is usually, yes, I like to make my $60 profit margin, but I'm gonna explain to you why I would not offer just 420 and be set on it. This wouldn't be my selling price. Selling price means a price that I wouldn't go over. My selling price probably would be around 450. Why? Because if I sit there and offer this person 420, right? Because that's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna be like, I can do 420. Now, why did I send him an offer before he even responded? Because I want this person to think, all right, well, he asked me was it locked, right? Now he's giving me a 430 offer, but I didn't even answer. So let's say this is unlocked. Then he's gonna be like, all right, well, if I answer now, he probably would put the price up more. But I'm gonna also explain to you guys why this individual said this. And this is how I know for a fact this person paid probably $90, $60, even maybe $75 for this device. Because number one, the iPhone 15 Pro, 800, but we can work something out. If you're going to sit there and say that you want 800, why would you then contradict yourself by saying we can work something out? Obviously, I'm not going to just say, okay, I'll pay 800. When you just say we can work something out, let's work something out, right? Plus, I see this person's freaking oh yeah, definitely a wholesale seller. This is definitely the example I said in the beginning of the video. This is definitely somebody that is using somebody's account to get phones. Definitely 100%. I have no thought of anything different. Anyway, so what happens is, right, this person doesn't have a good rating, right? So I already know for a fact that this individual isn't somebody that probably is reliable, and also he probably doesn't know how to do good business. And that's what a lot of people, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. This person wants to sell an iPhone 14 for $400, but he wants to sell an iPhone 15 Pro for $800. The reason why he's saying $400, let's look. What is 6%? What is an iPhone 14? How much does that cost? How much does an iPhone 14 cost? I can't remember. Let's see. So 730, okay? So what's 6% of 730? This is a way that you can really hold on. This is a way that you can really see. All right, so 4380. So that means this person probably paid, we're going to say 45, right? 45 taxes, right? For each device, he has two devices. He paid $90 for these devices all together for two devices. If he comes out making 350 each, right? Times two, he makes 700 and he's paying 90, right? So that means that he'll profit 610. That's how they work. That's how they operate. So that's why you got to look at it. Are these new iPads worth me buying to flip right now? Absolutely not. What you do is you let the wholesale sellers, the people that are getting these iPads, the people that are pre-ordering these on other people's accounts or their own account, the people that are actually paying taxes for these, you let them learn the market. One of the most dangerous things for a phone flipper is trying to get ahead of the curve and not being patient. And what I mean by that is if you're somebody that is just deep diving into, okay, the new iPhone just came out or the new iPad just came out, let me just offer this person whatever for this iPad because it's new and I know it's going to be worth so much money, you're going to lose money. You're not going to make money. You're going to lose money because the phone flipping game isn't about what's new. It's about what's old. It's about what is affordable. It's about, okay, if the new iPad came out, then this iPad right here, this where the iPads at? These iPads right here, the one of the most popular iPads and most profitable, the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 6th gen 1 terabyte Wi-Fi, right? It's a lot of money, right? That means this is actually going to have fairly the same price. It's not going to go under 1,000, but Apple is going to reduce the price because they just came out with a new iPad, which means you want to attack the device before the new device. So when the new iPhone comes out, let's say the iPhone 16 comes out, you don't want to attack the iPhone 16. You want to attack the iPhone 15. That's how it works because what they do is once they release a new product, they discontinue a product and they also reduce the prices of the other products, which makes it a better market for you. And that's how you want to think about it. That's how you want to approach it. Because if you approach it that way, you're going to always be able to make money because it's just like stocks, right? You want to know when to get in, when to get out. And I'm going to tell you this, when these new iPads do come out and people are going to order them and people are going to have offer up flooding with them and they're going to get some people. They're going to get people because right now, because I will show y'all, we're going to do it next week. as y'all see in my area, right? In my area, what the? Thank you. In my area, I don't see no real interesting iPads, right? These iPads aren't interesting. But I promise you next week, it's going to be different. I guarantee you. All new iPads are going to be on here. All right. So that is my thought on if you should flip this new iPad. And I hope I also gave y'all insight on how phone flipping works and why you really want to get a price list like this, because it tells you the market value. And you need the market value because you need to know what you're doing, and you need to also know what to buy and what price point to offer. All right, guys. So I just wanted to stop by and do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Y'all be safe and make